If you're thinking about moving to Columbus, Ohio, and you want to live in a nice neighborhood in the Columbus, Ohio suburbs where you can get a lot of home for the money, this video is for you. I'm going to show you around 2 brand new model homes that just had their grand opening a few days ago. But first, I'm going to show you an absolutely gorgeous home that is huge in what I think is the best neighborhood in this Columbus, Ohio suburb. Welcome to the first home for today's video, and I absolutely love this exterior. I don't know if you noticed this, but it looks so big to me on the outside, and that's actually not an illusion. It is really big on the inside as well. So you got all this great stone here, and of course this beautiful front porch. Now they actually have a model home of this floor plan in this community that I've toured before here on the channel. So I'll put that video at the end of this one. That way you can see that model home tour if you haven't already seen it. And then the model homes that we're gonna see later in this video are actually in a different community. So not in the same neighborhood. They are in 2 different neighborhoods, but both here in the same suburb. Amazing area here at the front of the home. So this can be an actual formal dining room. And man, it's just gorgeous. It's huge, such a big room. I love the fact too that it's not just one length, you know, it's not just long, it's also wide. So whatever direction you want to put a table, and you can even have some extra furniture in here as well. There's just so much space for it. And I love too that they did a tray ceiling. Really nice. Now this is cool. In the model home, they had like almost like a little bench over here. Obviously you could do many different things with it. And so right over here at the front of the home is actually the powder room. So pretty unique. Also, obviously you probably want to put some blinds here so you're not sitting on the toilet and having a view of people driving outside or walking up to the front door. That would be quite interesting. But here's the coat closet right over here also. So over this way is now your family entrance. So you have this awesome built-in desk over here. Really nice cabinets and countertop. So great space if you want to put a family computer or whatever you want to do for kids to do their schoolwork, or just, again, for kind of family stuff. You've got a family coat closet right here. And of course, your cubbies for your drop zone, mudroom area. I love when builders go ahead and put this stuff in the home. That way it's ready for you, right? You don't have to worry about doing it when you move in. It's awesome. And so here is the garage. And look at this over here. So we have a tandem garage, and this is really wide back here. This is more than half of the garage, as you can tell. It gives you maybe an extra 2 feet over there. So tons of extra storage, or if you need to just put an extra vehicle and have some storage off to the side, you could do that also. So this is great to be able to have the extra room, or again, you know, maybe you just want 2 cars in here, right here, and then all of that for storage for bikes and other stuff that you put in the garage. I have like a bunch of shelves in my garage. So I don't know what you use your garage for, but we put stuff in there. Anyway, let's go over here. So one of my favorite features of this home is right here in the living room. I love all the windows in here. It's so nice. And you know, one thing too that's cool, obviously, you know, if you were to build this home, I would assume that one of the options would be to have your, you know, fireplace area go all the way up to the ceiling. But I kind of like this, that you get the extra window up there. Just increases the symmetry. Obviously it'd still be symmetrical, but that way you just have 3 over here and 3 over there also. But so cool. It's a beautiful day outside today. Obviously they have some construction going on nearby. So that's why you see that as your view, not, you know, grass and whatnot, but so cool. So obviously you might notice the fridge there in the middle of the kitchen. So they're still doing a little bit of trim work back behind it. So have no fear. You could buy this home and you don't even have to have the fridge right there. But Let me show you the pantry real quick, and then we'll show you the rest of the kitchen. So pretty good size walk-in pantry. And obviously it's nice to have an area to get into it. That way you can store things on the floor further back. But you got a pretty good size island here in the kitchen. Obviously it's nice. Not every builder actually has their homes come with the fridge. You know, I think sometimes they think, you know, people are particular about what fridge they get, so they, you know, just might as well buy their own. That way, if they wanted it to be one with like the touch screen on it, they can do that or whatever. But if you're not as picky about that kind of stuff, or if you just want to have a fridge that you can move into and you can always upgrade later and sell this one or put it somewhere else in your house or whatever, you can do that. So nice white cabinets. Really cool vent hood up there. And obviously they do have the separate gas range versus your oven over there and your microwave over there too. And one of the things I love about having the separate gas cooktop is having the large drawers underneath. You know, so obviously if this was your oven right here, no drawers, but great for putting pots in, really nice. So backing up kind of over this way, you do have some extra cabinets and countertops over here, which just noticed too, they got the different color over here, which, you know, kind of matches more with the backsplash color. But obviously a great spot if you want to put coffee or other things over here, you can do that. And then you have a nice little eat-in kitchen space. A little breakfast nook right here. And so this is one of the unique things about this home. So we had the big formal dining room up at the front of the home. But then over here, this is where you would have your office. Or obviously you could use it for different things. So you have double doors coming into it. You got the nice 2 transom windows. You have 2 other windows looking out into your backyard. This is a really big office. If you wanted to make this a guest bedroom, you could, because it's certainly big enough. You could put a queen size bed in here, no problem. You could add a wardrobe in here as well, or if you just wanted to put a dresser or whatever, you know, if you're just using it for guests. But it's plenty big, it's a big room. So really awesome for an office. I was mixing up my words there. I was gonna say office and then it started to say awesome and it almost turned into awful. That was not what I was trying to say. But anyway, then over here, you still have an additional, you know, kind of your sunroom, morning room type space. So put some extra chairs, put a love seat, put a sofa over here. Really cool. So you have so many different spaces. You have the dining room, you have the massive living room, which I didn't even pay attention to the fact it is so big. It's such a big room. In addition to the height of it, it's just large. It's long, it's wide, really nice. Eating kitchen space, the office, the morning room, so much space on this main level of this home. And of course, we do have the nice little vault in the ceiling here as well, in addition to that 2-story great room. So this particular home is actually on a corner lot also. So you have that little bit of extra buffer over here, not having a neighbor right next to you on this side of the home versus, you know, on this side, as you can kind of see where that home is located. As we head down to the basement, I just wanted to say welcome and thank you so much for watching. My name is David DeLuey with Red One Realty, your Columbus, Ohio real estate agent. If you want to know everything about living in Columbus, Ohio, or moving to Columbus, Ohio, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my new show every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I take you all over the Columbus, Ohio area, showing you model homes and new construction homes for sale. That way you get a great idea what the Columbus, Ohio real estate market is like without ever leaving the comfort of your home. And if you're even thinking about buying or building a new construction home at any point, which you probably are since you're watching this video, make sure you reach out to me before you go talk to the builder or go tour their homes. Every builder has different rules, but with some builders, if you show up without me the first time you go to a model home, or even chat with them online, by phone, or by email, they won't allow me to help you throughout the process of buying a home. So if you want to make sure that you have representation from someone who has your best interest in mind and has in-depth knowledge of multiple builders, the safest thing to do is to contact me first before you go tour any model homes or talk with any builders. But the great thing is the builders pay my fee, so you don't pay me a dime. There's so much that I can do for you to help make buying or building a new home easier. So I don't want you to miss out because you contacted the builder first before you talk to me. You can send me a text, you can give me a call, you can send me an email, or you can schedule a time for a video call by scanning the QR code on the screen with your smartphone camera, or there's also a link for it in the description. I have people just like you reach out to me all the time to help them with their move to Columbus, Ohio, and I absolutely love it. So I look forward to hearing from you soon as well. Let's get back to the tour. You have rough-ins for a bathroom right here. And then of course your mechanicals over there, but still a huge basement because it's such a big home. And then obviously the 9-foot high ceilings are incredible too. So you even have some extra storage under here, even if you finished the whole basement, which is awesome to have. So let's get on upstairs. There's some really cool features. I had to go turn on the lights upstairs or make sure the lights were turned on before I filmed. And again, like I said, I've been in the model home before, which again, you can check out at the end of this video. I will link it right there, but some of the rooms up here and the finishes in the primary bathroom are absolutely incredible. So you don't want to miss that. Nice light fixture here. I love the fact that even though there's all these windows over here, they still even put another window right here in the stairway. And I love the blue skies today. Beautiful. This is so nice in here. It feels so open. I absolutely love it. So this home, it's 4 bedrooms, it's 3.5 bathrooms. It's over 3,500 square feet. So that doesn't count the basement, just above grade, over 3,500 square feet. It's absolutely huge. So nice loft here. If you needed even more space, so you already have the big living room down there. You had that formal dining room space. I guess there wasn't a second living space other than like the sunroom. You could call the sunroom another space. But maybe if you wanted to have official TV room for your kids or something like that, this would be a great space for that. They already have wiring over here for being able to put a TV over there. So that's really great. And this would be a perfect wall for having a sofa or a sectional over here, maybe a spot for a table over there. But so much natural light in here because of all these windows. I absolutely love that they have so many windows on this home. So this is the front of the home over here, on the side of the home, all along this wall, and then the back of the home, which you can tell now just kind of paying attention to this. This is such a deep home, from front to back, really deep. Anyway, very, very cool. All right, so just next to the loft, we got a really big, I don't know whether to call it a linen closet or a game closet because you're right next to the loft. So this would be a perfect spot to use part of it for, board games and card games and stuff. And then over here, we have laundry. Very nice. And over here is our first bedroom. Here's your walk-in closet for this. Really nice having the window there. And this bedroom actually also has its own ensuite bathroom. Really nice. It's a great tile, even with the shower too. Really nice tile in here. Very clean. So here's your hallway bathroom upstairs. You got the nice dual vanity. Again, the similar shower to the last bathroom. And here's bedroom number 2. So I think this is the smallest of the bedrooms, but still a pretty good size. And I don't know if you noticed that. In this one, you don't have the light fixture already there. So it's common in some of the builders, again, because they're just anticipating that you might want to choose if you want a fan if you want kind of like a chandelier type light fixture or just, you know, standard light fixture. So they have it pre-wired for you. They just don't have the light fixture already installed. Obviously, if you were choosing to build with the builder from scratch, then you could choose to say, hey, you know, we wanted this certain type of light fixture in there already. Really good walk-in closet with this bedroom here. Very nice. But I love too, you have some character. You know, these aren't short ceilings. You know, I'm 6'4". Now if I stand way under here, so like my head just now hits the ceiling. So it's still fine. You're not gonna worry about, you know, unless you have a 7-footer in your family. You can always put them in here because there's no lower ceilings in here. But anyway, it's still plenty of height. And I just, again, a lot of character in it, especially in these front bedrooms. Really nice. All right, so now over here, we get to enjoy this beautiful view again, going over to the primary bedroom, which has the double doors entering in, and then just an absolutely massive room. And this is huge. Really nice. Of course, you have the tray ceiling. And so they do, in here, they have 6 recessed lights. They just don't have that center fan or light fixture installed. But again, that's wired and ready for you to choose what you want there. Now here is your primary bathroom. Really nice countertop and long, wide vanity. You do have this gorgeous freestanding tub. Really deep too. Again, nice natural light. I didn't have to turn the lights on in here. I think they were actually already on. But I mean, there's so much natural light coming in through these windows. You don't really need the lights on unless it's nighttime. You got a private water closet. And here is your walk-in closet. So you can have a little bit of space that you could put something there behind the door. All the way around. So this home, I mentioned some of the specs earlier. The price on it right now is $741,000 and change. And now you can get with the builder, their current incentive, if you were to buy the home within the next couple months, be a 5.875% 30-year fixed on a conventional loan. Now, FHA and VA rates are lower than that, but because of the price of the home, you would be having to put a lot down in order to get under the FHA loan limit. So you'd probably just be going conventional at that point. But then they also are offering $6,500 towards your closing costs. So might cover them all, or at least a good bit of them. A really cool shower. I love how they put the tile on that wall. And they actually have, you know, the bench over on that side. That's really cool. I like how they did this. The tile looks gorgeous. And actually, I'm just noticing now, this is a different tile on the floor than in the other bathrooms because it's the matching tile to this. I love it when builders do that. Really, really nice. Here is the next home tour for today's video. This is the first of 2 model homes. And now this is in a different community than the last neighborhood we were just in. This is actually my first time getting to show you this particular builder. I tried one other time many months ago in a different neighborhood and it just didn't work out that day, but I'm excited to get to bring it to you now. These model homes actually just opened this past weekend, so they've only been open for a few days now. So I'm excited to get to show them to you, hopefully before you've even had the opportunity to see them yourself. And really, really cool when I get to do that. I love being able to bring you homes before you've been able to see them in person. So right over here, this would actually be a wall because this is the garage right here. But right now it's the sales office. So right now they just have it open because of that. A really nice dining room here at the front of the home. Obviously, if you wanted to use it as like an office, you could totally do that. I think they're intending it to be a formal dining room area, but really nice. Great light fixture there too. And of course you did have that front porch that I showed you but didn't say anything about. So right over here, we kind of get into the kitchen in the middle of the home. Again, I think there was a home last week. Actually, there was, and I'm remembering for sure now. Last week's video had a home with the kitchen kind of in the middle of the home. It was in the middle of the home. And it's kind of nice because that way you're close to everything. I mean, you can see the dining room over there. And then behind me, you're in the living room and the eat-in space. So you can really be still with everyone if you are in the kitchen. You're not way off to one side. But really sleek countertop here. Nice, really, really big island. They have just, oh, actually, I didn't even notice at first, but you have the standard oven with the gas range, but then you have a second oven with the microwave over there too. Awesome. Really, really nice. So I was gonna say, a lot of the new construction homes just have the standalone range on top, you know, the stove top, and then they just have the oven over here, and that's it. This one, you have both showing here. So that's really cool. Lots of cabinet space in here. Really nice. Soft close cabinets. So over on this side here, this is your mudroom. So this would be your family entrance. And this is the actual door that would take you to the garage normally. Obviously, like I said earlier, they have it opened up at the front of the home for the sales office so they can enter in from there. But just to give you an idea of the convenience coming right in towards your kitchen. And right over here next to it is your pantry, a really good sized pantry. This is excellent. Lots of space in here. Obviously nice too if you need to put your things that you need most conveniently up towards the front, or you know, things you don't use as much further back. Really cool, but convenient. Bring stuff in, put it on the countertop, or bring it straight into the pantry right there. That's really nice. All right, so here is your living room, and it's a really good size. It's very nice. So this home is bigger than you might think. I know sometimes homes seem huge based on what they look like. This home, it doesn't look small, but it's interesting because of the fact that you can see I can see all the way to the front corner of the home, all the way to the back corner, the opposite corner of the home, from in this main living space, which is really unique to be able to do that. But cool from the standpoint of if you are eating down there and you're trying to watch your kids in the back over here, it's kind of cool that you can see them and be like, hey, settle down. Anyway, that's neat. That way you can keep an eye on them and make sure they're not getting into trouble, rather than just relying on the other kid saying, oh, I did this, I did that. Anyway, that's the advice of the, not necessarily advice, that's the musings of a parent of 5 kids. Hashtag parent problems, right? So you have 9-foot ceilings in here. Nice pond back there. Obviously they've got, you know, some stuff, but they're still working in the neighborhood. And that's why there's the dirt back there. But it'll be really nice once that's all finished up. But so we're in the Columbus, Ohio suburb of Plain City today. So Plain City has like an actual town where it's like, hey, this is an older town. And then there's also Plain City as an address, which is where Jerome Village is located as a Plain City address. But to be honest, it's pretty far away from where Plain City shows up on a map. So here's your coat closet right here, tucked around on the back side of the stairs. And here is your main level powder room. So not too big, but you know, having the pedestal sink in there definitely helps keep it from not being too crowded in there. And then here, because in this home, they do not have a basement, here is your mechanicals. It's kind of cool that they actually, you know, put something down for the floor in here. That way it's not just cement. It's kind of a nice feature. And so then over here is technically a bedroom, even though they have it set up as, you know, kind of a office / art studio. But just to give you an idea, so this would be, if you wanted this to be a guest bedroom, be a great guest bedroom. Or if you wanted to use it as an office, be a great office having the fully, closed off door. And two, one of the things I like about it is it's kind of tucked away, whereas if you use the formal dining room at the front of the home, then, you're kind of out in the action with everyone. But this, you're kind of tucked behind, right? So people would have to try to get over here unless they're, coming to the powder room. But that's really nice to have it, because again, this would be not very private, whereas that around the corner there is a lot more private. You're behind this wall in the living room. But this is a really cool layout for this main level. I like it a lot. So let's head on upstairs real quick. If you have any questions about this builder or, building over here, getting a new home or a resale home, it doesn't have to be a brand new home, in Plain City, Ohio, make sure to reach out to me. You can call, text, email, or schedule a Zoom or Google Meet. That way we can chat about what you're looking for and can point you in the right direction and help you along the journey of getting either your first home or your next home. So here is the loft upstairs. So not only did this home have that main level bedroom, plus a sunroom, plus all these different things, but it also has a loft upstairs. And this would be where my boys in particular want to hang out. They love themselves some Mario. Yeah, Mario Guess Who? And I need to get that. Mario Guess Who and Mario Monopoly Jr. How cool is that? Very nice. It's just great to have the extra space. And again, with how the home is laid out, it feels a little separated. Sometimes the loft is at the top of the stairs, but it's overlooking the living room where you're gonna get a lot of noise down into the living room. Whereas this, it's kind of tucked away a little bit. Obviously there's a lot of carpet up here. You can't really directly see into it. So it's nice from that standpoint to get a little bit of isolation from it. So here's a linen closet upstairs at the end of the hallway, and then our first upstairs bedroom. So bedroom number 2 now. So this particular floor plan is a 5-bedroom home. No, we haven't seen all of them yet, but 5 bedrooms. I guess that was a spoiler. You're trying to figure out how many bedrooms there are. There are 5 bedrooms in this home, 2.5 bathrooms, and it's over 2,900 square feet for the base. Now the base does not include that sunroom. So that sunroom is additional square feet. So that's gonna bump you out over 3,000 square feet. Nice walk-in closet here. And if you like basketball, this might be the room for you. Very cool. So here's your hall bathroom upstairs. So this is your first full bathroom. You just had that powder room downstairs. And again, probably my favorite feature for a shared bathroom is having a door to get into the shower and toilet. That way people can be using the sinks while someone else is taking a shower. Love it. Really glad that they have that featured here. Now the second upstairs bedroom. Got another good sized room. Obviously you can see, room for a bed, room for other furniture in here as well. This is kind of cool, almost looks like a dollhouse. Reminds me of a dollhouse in my grandparents' home that was extremely old. I have no clue how old it was, but I mean, they had it when I was a kid, and I am not a kid anymore. That was over 30 years ago that they had that. Very nice. Now the third upstairs bedroom is over here. Got another good sized room. This looks like it's probably a queen size bed. Maybe it's a double. I'm sometimes unsure about those other beds. Like, is this a full, is this a double? I don't even know. But it's definitely not a twin bed. So you got a wider bed in here, still got room for nightstands on both sides. That's awesome. And another walk-in closet, which I don't think did I show you? I must have shown you a closet in that second bedroom. I did, I was just busy talking about the dollhouse, so I forgot about it. But really good closets so far in this home. That's really nice because, you know, a lot of times you just kind of see like a standard, you know, here's their sliding door or whatever closet. And it just feels like, that's a bummer to miss out on the opportunity to have a really good space. So here's your laundry room. And this is nice and spacious. I like this a lot. You know, obviously washer and dryer right over there. You have some storage up above, massive laundry basket back there, spot to hang things over here. You could do a lot back over there. So that's really cool to have all that extra space in there. And so now here is the primary bedroom. So we do have a tray ceiling in here. In this room, obviously, as you can tell, a king bed and lots of extra space in here too. So plenty of space if you wanted to put, you know, a chair or a crib somewhere, dressers. Heck, you could probably even fit a love seat in here somewhere if you didn't mind, you know, putting the bed off-centered, or if you wanted to put like a big massage chair, you know, those giant chairs. But lots of things you could do in this room. Really spacious and lots of natural light coming in through the windows. And finally, let's check out the bathroom and primary walk-in closet. So here is your closet. And again, I mean, it's not, okay, well, you even get a little bit of extra space over here. I was gonna say, it's not absolutely massive. Like I've seen bigger, but this is definitely a really good size closet. I've seen a lot smaller closets on a lot more expensive homes. So this is great for the price of this home, which I'm gonna tell you in just a second, don't worry. But this is an excellent sized closet. So again, you know, 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath home, over 2,900 square feet is the base for it. Again, this one had that sunroom, extra room over there. And so the base price, so the starting price in this community for this model is about $420,000. So obviously, you know, then there's options and upgrades and whatnot. So probably no one is going to buy the home exactly for $420,000. Just it is what it is. But I mean, that's a really attractive starting price for a home that's this big. You had clients that are looking into similar sized homes in another community, so a different suburb, different neighborhood. And you know, I think the base price on that was closer to $450,000 for a similar amount of square footage. And again, that was also a relatively affordable suburb too. But so this is a really attractive price. And great looking shower too. This is very nice, really nice hardware in here, nice tile, and spacious, big, really cool. This ranch model home is our final home tour, but it has a surprise that you're not gonna wanna miss. You know, for not having an actual front porch where you're probably sitting on it, this is my next favorite thing, where it's set back a bit, it's covered. That way, I mean, I guess you could technically put a bench out here, more so just for if you wanted to sit out and get some fresh air. But I like that. It's really nice. All right, so let me turn around here so you can see this front entryway here. So this is gonna be your ranch style floor plan, obviously. So a much different feel when you get your bedrooms on the main level. So here is bedroom number 1 right off the bat. So pretty good sized room. Not too big, but definitely not too small, because you can, like you see, fit a good sized bed in here, still have some room for furniture. You do just kind of have that standard sliding door closet. It's not my personal favorite, but obviously when this is what space permits for, this is what you got to do. So right next to that bedroom is your kind of your shared bathroom. So your hall bathroom. And in this particular home, there is not a separate powder room. So this would be your guest bathroom for anyone you have visiting as well. So I appreciate that in this home, as you might have noticed, they're kind of showing the lower end finishes. So this is not a granite or a quartz countertop. It's a laminate countertop. So it's nice to kind of be able to see what the options are with a builder, you know, to know like, hey, this is what a standard finish might look like. Now, I didn't ask if this is actually their standard finish or if that's, you know, a smaller upgrade before getting to a quartz or granite countertop, but gives you a better idea of what a more affordable option would look like. So you do still have 9-foot high ceilings in this home. Here's obviously your second bedroom. Feel like you just walked into an ice cream shop and that would be a giant thing of ice cream you could jump into. Really fun. Obviously, similar closet here to the last home. And then this window looking out the side of the home. But again, a pretty good sized room. It's not big, it's not huge, but it's not small either. So very nice. And here is your coat closet. One thing I do like about this home and other homes similar to it is you have this, you know, kind of long hallway to get to the main living area. I kind of like that, you know, let's call it the kids' bedrooms, but you know, whatever, it could be adults, you know, a bunch of adults living here, but they're kind of off away from the main living area. I like that. I think it's cool. So let's see this door here. So here's your laundry room. And check this out. This is super cool. So here, right now it's a design studio, but here's your garage entry. I love the fact that the garage is, even though generally speaking, I don't like having to walk through a laundry room to get into the house, but I love the fact that the garage isn't accessed straight from the hallway, that you kind of like have to go find it. So you could, you know, effectively hide your garage by just having the laundry room door closed. I think that's cool. And I like the fact that the laundry room is big enough that it's not a laundry hallway, but you actually do have room to get stuff out of the way. That way you can get into the home without, you know, having to walk on top of laundry or whatever. You're not having to push past stuff. You got enough space in there that you still have room for it. So I think that is super cool. All right, pretty good sized kitchen here. This reminds me of a different builder. They have a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. And this is pretty much the exact layout. Now, maybe it's flipped slightly, you know, where the island's a separate way, but this is like almost identical size wise to that other builder's home. But again, this is a good representation of, hey, here's not the highest end finish, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Again, not the highest end finish. You just got a stainless steel sink with 2 separate areas. That way you get a feel for what it could look like. So step-in pantry right here. Nice to have that rather than a sliding door one. So this particular home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and it does start at just about 1,800 square feet. And now I will show you in just a couple minutes why I say it starts at, because it can be much bigger than that. Obviously right here we have our dining area, and I love that there's so much natural light coming in through that door. You know, I get that it's sometimes, you know, people have different preferences. For me in my life right now, having a door rather than a sliding door is so much more helpful, because my 6-year-old, she just turned 6 this past week. And like for her, it's really difficult to open a sliding door. But she'd be able to open that door all day long, you know, unless the sliding door is really, really easy to move. It can be challenging for younger kids to open and close sliding doors. So it's kind of nice to have just a standard door that is easy for even, you know, younger kids than that to be able to open. Heck, sometimes when there's snow outside, my kids want to go play out in the snow. Sometimes even my older kids have a hard time opening the sliding door. They're like, I can't get it open with my gloves on. Anyway, this is a great sized living room. I am super impressed by the size of this. Now I know obviously there's this little hallway here technically, but even if you didn't count that, from here over, this is still a really good size space. You know, this is a nice size sectional and there's still a lot of space over here to be able to do other things. So real quick, we gotta go upstairs, which you might not have been thinking of since it's a ranch home. But if you're thinking about moving to Columbus, Ohio, or buying or selling a home here, make sure to reach out to me. So much that I can do to help you with that. You can call, text, email, or schedule a time for a video call. I would absolutely love to help you. So great bonus area up here. Obviously, you could use it for however you want. You could turn it into a bedroom if you really wanted to, or a guest room or something like that, or multi-purpose. Have a sectional, but then also have a guest bed or put a Murphy bed up here or something like that. That way you can use it for multiple things. And so here in this home, they put the mechanicals right there, again, because of not having the basement, but kind of nice. Again, they put some flooring in so that way it doesn't feel like a dingy, almost basement type unfinished room. It's a finished room that has the mechanicals in it. So really nice. I like that they did that. And also kind of fun, the old like model car kits. Like my dad had a ton of these, so many of them, really cool stuff. A Mustang Restoration Handbook. There you go. Super cool. So again, we're in Plain City, Ohio today, in the actual Plain City, not the Jerome Village area that's a Plain City address. There's so many areas, or not the New California area that's a Plain City address. There's so many different areas that have a Plain City address, but this is actually where Plain City is on the map. But if you're interested in this builder at all, again, make sure to reach out to me before you come over here and tour it. For example, right now, the model home is supposed to be open, but the rep wasn't here. So thankfully I was able to get in still because I found their construction superintendent. But it's always best to schedule a time rather than assume that someone will be there. So anyway, if you reach out to me, we'll schedule a time. That way we can make sure you can get in. And if for some reason you don't live here right now, or you're gonna be out of town or something like that, we can always set up a phone call or a video call. I've done that so many times and it's great. That way if someone is in a different state, in a different country even, we can just still chat and we can do a three-way call with the builder and get all your questions answered that way. And two, another thing I can do is just something like this. So let's say you had a home that you were interested in. I do this a lot for my clients is I will go tour the homes, do a video of them, do a video of the neighborhood, driving around, showing them what the commute might look like. So that's one of the things that I can offer to you because I have so much experience doing video. I know how to do it. And not afraid to do it either. And I know that it's helpful, especially if you don't live here, to be able to get someone who's, boots on the ground, who can show you what it's like, rather than you just hoping that the neighborhood's something that you would enjoy or hoping that the commute is okay. I can actually show you what it's like to drive there or to go around the neighborhood. I just did that last week actually for a client, which this Google Street View was showing that it wasn't developed, but in reality it was fully developed. The homes were completely built there. So happy to do something like that for you too. All right, so here is the shower. Again, probably the lower end of finishes, right? Where you have kind of that plastic built-in shower where it can just get installed really quickly rather than tile with a bunch of grout. But nice again, you got lots of different spaces to put soap, shampoo, body wash, even some down low. Man, I don't know that I want to reach down that low, but maybe you've got something really big, really tall. It'd be a great space to put it. Anyway, really cool home. Oh, I forgot to say, base price for this one, $375. And I'm going to show you, I got to actually tell you really quick, and I'll even say it in the mirror. Here we go. So they do have a few other homes that'll be ready this summer. There's a 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath home that's 2,800 square feet for $462,000. A 4-bedroom, 2.5-bath home that's just under 2,600 square feet for $445,000. And they also have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home a little over 1,600 square feet for $400,000 in this community. So if you're interested at all in this community in Plain City, make sure to reach out to me before these homes are sold. If you like this video, make sure to check out my other video of this neighborhood right here, or you can see the video that YouTube thinks you'll like right over here. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next week.